Today, I want to talk to you about how to execute the selected strategy effectively. Actually, I have given this presentation on last November in London at India Institute of Directors global meeting because I'm a lifetime member of India Institute of Directors, which is also a big honor for me. And here is the summary of the presentation. So I come from Turku University of Applied Sciences from Finland. And my presentation has also been published on Journal of Management and Strategy, volume 15, number 2, 2024. So if you get my presentation, you can just open the article about it. So unfortunately, when we have chosen some strategy for a university or for a company or any organization, even for a country, many of these strategies fail and never come through. It has been estimated that 60 to 80% of all strategies will fail. And there are many reasons for that. And in 2008, these researchers, Nelson, Martin, and Powers, published an article at Harvard Business Review, and they revealed that these were the main reasons why strategies never come through. Poor information, lacking decision rights or unclear decision rights, lack of motivators, incentives, or unclear organizational and other structures. Well, at the same time, in 2005, Professor Lawrence Rebianic from Wharton Business School from University of Pennsylvania published this kind of book, Making Strategy Work. And that book was based on his own research in companies. And he developed a questionnaire how to study obstacles in strategic execution. And this is a very questionnaire because we can use this questionnaire in our own organizations and asks from the key people, managers, directors, but not only them, key personnel, how they perceive, what they think, what are the main obstacles in strategy execution in your own organizations. And the biggest and the first obstacle is poor or vague strategy. If the strategy is poor or if it's wrong, if you execute it, you can't execute it or it results bad results. There are also many other reasons. I'm not going into these details, but for example, insufficient financial resources is one of the reasons. But you can use this survey to study your own organization, and we can use it. Rebianic developed his own execution model, and we can see that in the center of the model, we have corporate strategy, we have business strategy, we have corporate structure, we have business structure, we have incentives and controls and monitoring systems. These all should be aligned together to execute strategy effectively. But you can see that these things actually swim or exist like in a pond or in a lake or in the sea, where we have leadership, we have power and influence structure, we have organizational culture and change management habits and capabilities. And these should be in good order. We should study also these and change these if we need to change them in order to execute the strategy and put these things to work. So if we don't study also these things and change these things, if they are needed to be changed, nothing happens. So the execution of the strategy fails. A bit later in 2009, three researchers, Franken, Edwards, and Lambert, published their own article, Executing Strategic Change, Understanding the Critical Management Elements that Lead to the Success, at the California Management Review on pages 49 to 73. And they developed their own model based on their own research. By the way, these people came from Netherlands and from England. And there are certain capabilities of strategy execution which should be in good order. First, we need to have strategic change portfolio, and it should be aligned. And then we need to have strategic change execution in practice, and we need to strategic change capability improvement. And we need to do certain tasks. We need to have certain features to get certain benefits. First, we need to abhor ill-conceiving change programs during the execution. We need to manage adverse impacts of change programs. We need to increase confidence in management's ability to deliver change programs. We need to maintain management control of change programs. We need to have speedy delivery of change programs and intended benefits of them. And after these are in good condition, we might get successful strategy execution. There are also other key elements of strategy execution according to their model. We need strategic change portfolio alignment and strategic change execution. First, we need to reinforce an organizational culture of continuous change. Then we need to understand the drivers and contents of each change programs as early as possible. Then we need to align and filtering programs in relation to the strategic goals and create the change portfolio. Then we need to harmonize the strategic leadership team to support the change portfolio. Then we need to develop detailed change programs. Without strategic projects, nothing happens, and we need to allocate responsibilities and resources. And then we need to establish accountability and governance of each program. We need to create governance bodies, steering committees for each project, and when we need to practice good project management, like Rodney Turner wrote in his Handbook of Project Management. There are also other steps to take the organization strategy execution to next level. First, we need to assess our organizational strategy execution performance. We need to discuss with knowledgeable colleagues what to do. And then we need to harmonize strategic leadership team to agree the need to improve the strategic execution capability. And then we need to determine and assess our critical elements of the execution. And then we need to create our change portfolio. We need to prioritize these programs and projects in our change management portfolio and project portfolio. And we need to start the implementation. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to go into details, but I have been in multi-business companies over 25 years, and then I became professor of management and leadership at Turku University of Applied Sciences. And I have experienced that especially we need a suitable performance management and control system, and that is the key in strategy execution. We need at least 3 times to have these kind of 1 day long special meetings for check-up of strategy execution. And I have called these navigation meetings on January, May, and September. And the lower level, we need to have these at all levels in our own organization. And these lower level meetings should be before the upper level meetings, because from the minutes of the lower level meetings, the upper level management can read and can find out what is the situation inside deep in the organization. So on January, we'll look at the last year and we plan this year. And on May, we look at the first 4 or 5 months at the beginning of the year, and then we look at how should we plan the last part of the year or the next 12 months. And on September, we should look at the whole year and the next year. And we should have strategic key performance indicators. We should have action plans and strategic projects. And And each member of this management group should explain on those meetings how things are going on in his business area or in his responsibility area or her, and others can criticize him and or her, and corrective actions are needed and taken into actions. So this is the model. So the final slide, how to execute the strategy. First, we need to select the strategy. We need to describe the content of the strategy. We need to execute it. We need to have strategic projects, not too much, not too many, but that is not enough. We need actions. We need to first identify and win the obstacles, and we need to have change management process. We need to communicate everything. If we need to change the structure or power structure or organizational culture systems, processes, personals, and develop capabilities and use our networks. But that is not enough. We need to follow up everything. We need business indicators. We need reports and these navigations meetings. And on those meetings, we need to do conclusions and corrective actions. And in all this, we need strategic thinking, intelligence, to gather needed information and wisely use that information and make wise analyses and interpretations and choices in all phases of the strategic management process. And this was everything I wanted to say to you. And I hope you all, great conference. It has been great honor for me to be part of this conference, and hopefully in the future, I will be able to join you physically. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your wonderful deliberation. We are sending now certificate of participations to your email address, so please kindly check your email. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So we now have the pleasure of hearing from Ms. Anudita Adhikari, representing BBA Batch 12D of Uniglobe College for the welcome address.